Pisces, May has something very unusual in store for you. This month, you'll have to step out of your comfort zone more than once, face unexpected events, and realize that life sometimes loves to play very strange games with us. There will be plenty of joyful moments, but prepare to also defend yourself and show character when necessary. Want to know exactly what lies ahead? Then let's get started. Right at the beginning of the month, on May 2nd, Venus will align with Neptune. This is especially important for you as Neptune is your ruling planet. Venus governs love, relationships, and finances, while Neptune rules illusions, fantasies, and dreams. This alignment will create a situation where you might believe in something that isn't actually real. For example, you might meet someone who seems like the perfect partner, smart, beautiful, caring. But after a couple of weeks, you might realize that this person isn't so perfect after all, and their words don't match their actions. Another example, someone might offer you an attractive project or investment, and at first you'll be inspired, but later, you might discover that the promises were not backed by real facts. Be cautious and don't rush into decisions. On May 3rd, the moon will align with Mars, and this day will be emotionally tense. Mars governs your energy, activity, and sometimes aggression, while the moon amplifies your emotions. As a result, you might feel irritated even by small things. For example, at home, someone might say something by accident that you find unpleasant, and you could respond sharply even though you usually avoid conflict. At work, your boss could give you an additional task, and you might perceive it as an attempt to take advantage of your kindness. Try to control your emotions so that you don't create a conflict out of nothing. Now, let's move on to the most mystical event of the month. On the night of May 5th to 6th, the peak of the Eta Aquarid meteor shower will occur. What does this mean for you? Pisces, you've always had a strong intuition, and on such nights, it becomes especially powerful. For example, you might suddenly realize that your current relationships or job no longer bring you joy and that it's time to move on. Some of you might finally decide to make a drastic change in your life, whether it's moving to a new place, completely changing professions, or finally pursuing something you've dreamed of doing for years. On this night, you'll receive a sign or an epiphany that will help you make a decision that can improve your future. On May 12th, there will be a full moon, or rather, a micromoon. On such days, you might feel especially vulnerable and emotionally unstable. You could suddenly feel loneliness or sadness even if there's no real reason for it. For example, you might unexpectedly cancel plans with friends even though you were the one to organize them. Or you might feel that your efforts at work are going unnoticed. Just know that this is a temporary state. On days like this, it's best to avoid making any major decisions and simply allow yourself to rest and wait out the emotional fluctuations. On May 14th, the moon will align with the star Antares, a symbol of strength and determination. This means that on this day you'll finally find the courage to talk to people who have been testing your patience for a while. For example, if a colleague at work has been constantly passing their responsibilities on to you, you'll clearly and confidently set boundaries. Or you might have an honest conversation with a close person who has been trying to control your life. And you'll finally free yourself from that pressure. This conversation might be difficult, but after it, you'll feel an incredible sense of relief and freedom. The most intense and important moments of the month will happen on May 22nd and 23rd, when the moon will successively align with Saturn, Neptune, and Venus. These will be days of true emotional roller coasters. Saturn will remind you that every decision has consequences. For example, if you once promised to help a friend or family member and then forgot or postponed it, now you'll have to face that promise and either fulfill it or admit that you couldn't keep it. This will be tough, but it will allow you to free yourself from guilt and inner tension. Neptune will once again prompt you to face illusions or deception. You might suddenly learn that someone you trusted has been hiding something from you. For example, a colleague who you considered a friend might not have told you about important changes at work, putting you in an uncomfortable situation. This will be unpleasant, but it will help you distinguish true friends from pretenders. Venus, We'll wrap up this intense period with a pleasant moment related to finances or personal life. You might receive an unexpected bonus at work, a repayment of an old debt, or a pleasant gift from a loved one. The month will conclude with the new moon on May 27th. This event will mark a true starting point for something completely new in your life. You'll feel that you're ready to let go of old habits, a job, or relationships that no longer bring you joy. Perhaps you will decide to finally go on the trip you've been dreaming about for years, or start your own project that you've been putting off for so long. The new moon will give you the courage and inspiration to take decisive actions. By the end of May, you'll feel like you've gone through an important phase of personal growth. You'll become more confident in yourself, understand your true desires, and finally take the steps toward the life you've always wanted. And remember, Pisces, any challenges you face this month are meant to help you move forward. You will definitely succeed, as you undoubtedly have the courage to take that step.